Jalen Hurts signs a 5-year, $255 million deal. How does that impact Lamar Jackson? Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe, and whoever this young lady is on the left. Let me say this real quick. This is the main reason I wanted to do this video. This completely changes the Lamar Jackson situation. The Baltimore Ravens just got handed a gift because now the whole Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed this, fully guaranteed that is gone pecan. Now they can point to this and say, look, Lamar, look what Jalen Hurts just did. All right, 5 years, $255 million, $179 million guaranteed. Now let's talk. Right? Now they can talk. This right here makes me think that the Ravens are going to re-sign Lamar Jackson. This makes me think that Lamar is about to re-sign with the Ravens. 2 weeks ago, I would have said there ain't no chance in hell that Lamar Jackson is playing for the Ravens next year. When I saw this news, I'm going to tell you right now, I went to Caesar Sportsbook and I looked up what are the Baltimore Ravens to win the AFC? What are they to win the Super Bowl? And they were like 20-1. And I think that's a great bet because I think Lamar Jackson is going back to the Ravens. That he's going to see this deal and he's going to talk with the Ravens, and I think they offer him pretty close. Maybe even better. But it ain't fully guaranteed. The NFL just got exactly what they wanted. They washed the Deshaun Watson contract away. Jalen Hurts is the new standard. This is such a win for the NFL front offices to be able to point to this and say, all right, guys, look around. Jalen Hurts, the man. Could have been the MVP last year. Led his team to a Super Bowl. Look what he got. Let's talk. I mean, I can't believe Jalen Hurts, the NFL front offices should be praising this guy for this deal.
For the simple fact, Skip, Lamar's going to say Jalen had another year on his contract. I don't. So he had another year plus 2 years of franchise tags. I just got the 2 years of franchise, but I played all the ink out on my contract. And remember, we ran into this, Skip, with Dak. When he saw Jared Goff and he saw walking to him, he said, no, Jerry, what you don't understand is that they came to those guys with 2 years left on their contracts and says, okay, let's do something. You're coming to me, the ink's dry. I got no more ink. There's nothing else written on my contract. And you wanted to give me comparable money to them? No. You should have come to me earlier and said when they were getting deals, okay, now. But now I can't do this. And when you look at it, Lamar Jackson's deal, Jalen Hurts deal, Skip, he gets 179, about $180 million guaranteed.
Yep.
110 million of that is guaranteed at signing. 126 of it, so he's going to play basically 17 games for $126 million because of March of 20.
Okay, let's slow down, Shannon. There's a lot here. Okay. But think about that. So 126 million or whatever he said. There's a lot happening, a lot of breaths. So 126 million he's getting a signing, all right? On a $255 million contract. So previously, before this happened, Lamar was looking for, let's just say, $255 million with $255 million guaranteed. That is such a far cry from 5 years, $255 million, 126 guaranteed a signing. The Ravens, I think, would do that in a heartbeat. I think the Ravens would, if Lamar walked in and said, I want what Jalen Hurts just got, I think they would say, okay, sure. Sounds good to me. No doubt about it. This is a great contract, I think, for a player of that caliber. And I think Lamar, the whole, the contract is over, I have no more ink, all that stuff. It's like, that's kind of irrelevant right now. Because if you're Lamar, you got two options. Or three options, I guess. Get tagged, which you do not want to do. Why would you do that? Sign this kind of a deal, which, cool, dope. 3, go sit out. Or I guess 4 would be if someone else offered him, but that's not up to the Ravens. So those are just 3 options. If I'm Lamar, I'm looking around going, man, option 2 sounds sweet. I'm going to sign this deal. I'm going to get $130 million at signing. Cool. This is easy.
24, he gets another 16 million.
Okay.
I think that's a good deal. He gets
it is
guaranteed. I said, okay, because all I'm looking at, Skip, is really the first 3 years of the contract. All
Yes.
that other stuff, 5 year, 6-year deal, that's all that stuff is just to try to spread it out, to try to
100%. Very well said by Shannon. He should certainly know. I'm sure he signed plenty of contracts in his day. But yeah, we talk about contracts all the time here. The number you see on the screen that ESPN tells you, that Fox Sports tells you, that whoever tells you, that's never it. That's never it. Contracts are spread out. Contracts are backloaded and front-loaded. We've seen with Michael Thomas with the Saints. What did we see 2 years ago? We saw, whatever the whole number was. Then all of a sudden, it's converted from contract money to cash to bonuses to all kind of stuff. All of a sudden, boom, it's turned into $11 million. We see that with players. We see that with coaches, where it's like, man, Cliff Kingsbury just signed an 8-year, $110 million deal. Oh my God, they fired him 10 weeks later. See that all the time. So I'm with Shannon. What matters is, what does it say we're giving you at signing? What are the incentives? What's that first couple of years worth? Like the Derek Carr contract. We broke that whole contract down, same exact thing. It equates to basically a 2-year, like $65 million deal. It's never what they show you in the headline.
Make sure it's evenly spread. And so the first couple of years, the cap number isn't so high.
Yeah.
Probably go back to the back end. That cap number probably 80, 90 million.
Yeah, then they can move it around. Turn into bonuses.
Skip, Lamar is looking at it, but Lamar has himself to blame for this. Because I guarantee you, his agent, guess where they was working at the framework of this deal at?
He doesn't have an agent. That's the problem. He doesn't have an agent.
The combine. Also, the owners' meetings.
Yeah.
Where agents go that represent clients. That's where the framework.
Where Lamar messed up is Lamar got hung up on the fully guaranteed Deshaun Watson contract. Now, I may have cut Shannon off. He may be getting to this. This is where Lamar not having an agent is a huge problem, because the agent would have known, and the agent would have had the experience with these kind of deals to know to ask for something like this. But Lamar, by his someone in his family is doing this for him. I can't remember if it's his mom or someone like that is his agent. But by having them do it and them just saying, we want fully guaranteed, that's it, end of conversation. If they would have said, look, we'll pretend this contract never happened, and pretend that Lamar's agent, if he would have had an agent, would have presented this to the Ravens. I think the Ravens do it. And this all could be done. So now Lamar is probably going to end up taking less than this. And he could have just got this. So I think Lamar has hurt himself again by not having an agent who can make a deal like this.
These deals are done.
Agreed.
Trades are done. Okay, Lamar, you want your mom to do it? There you go.
Yep.
Go to the combine.
Yeah, so I did cut off Shannon. I apologize to Shannon. So that's what Shannon was saying, was what I just said. So he 100% deals like this get done by agents in back rooms, at combines, at whatever else. Lamar's biggest problem this whole time has been the fact that he does not have professional representation to navigate these kind of waters.
Go to the owner's meeting. But you didn't, because you're going to save a few dollars. And everybody's applauding you on the back. Jalen Hurts got another year left in the contract. He done got his money.
He did.
He got $110 million in the pocket right now. Burning a hole in the pocket. He want to go spend it somewhere. He want to buy something.
Well, he knows he's going to get 180 no matter what happens, right? Done deal.
But you know what? Eventually, hopefully, you sign a long-term deal and you're going to save yourself some money. But you've created some stress on yourself, and you're going to be looking.
Well, in Lamar's situation, he created a ton of stress on the franchise. So, he's alienated himself from his team. He's alienated himself. There's questions now in the fan base. Did he not play because of the contract? Lamar should be heralded in Baltimore. Lamar should be, the best player and, the best quarterback in Ravens history. He should be celebrated, whatever, all that stuff. But now he's got this asterisk on him where fans and his teammates probably have to wonder, what happened during this whole saga? If it even gets resolved. There's a chance yet that it could not get resolved.
At the Ravens, sideways, you feel he feels some type of way about the Ravens because it reported he said that he asked to be traded. Teams that have a great players that have a great relationship with the team, they don't ask to be traded.
They do not. Agreed.
Well, that's another thing too. Like when you're a player, or you have a lot of emotions involved in the whole thing, and you don't have the experience in navigating these like financial waters of deals like this, and all of a sudden you say like, pay me or trade me. The team is going to say, well, we actually have other options. Like we can tag you, we cannot trade you, we can force you to take a contract or either not play. Like it's not as simple as pay me or trade me, which I think Lamar made it out to sound. Like just because he requested a trade, the Ravens can sit back and say like, LOL, nah.
A lot of this could have been resolved
100%
had he had representative.
100%.
What people don't understand, Skip, is easy. If I'm a total free agent, they don't put no tags on me. I'm not restricted. I'm totally free. Yes, Skip, I can go shop my services. But there's nuances.
Yeah,
to having
big
the
time.
franchise
Big
tag
time.
placed on you. Now you're not totally free.
No.
Me and Shannon are real aligned here. Me and Shannon are 1-1. I mean, he is. I just did a video where I basically disagree with everything in the video. This is the opposite. I'm agreeing with everything in the video. Like, go ahead, Shannon.
But your agent can work behind the scenes at the combine when everybody is there, all the big wigs are there, or you can go to the owners meeting where every owner and everybody else are there and says, okay, guys, how we get a deal done? What we need? What if we go to Baltimore? Baltimore, would you be willing to take a first and a third? Let's just say it's Seattle. I'm just throwing out a team. I'm not saying that it is. Just saying general. Let's just say it's Seattle. Seattle say they might be willing to offer a first and a third, and they'll swap. They'll give you their second, you give them their fourth.
Maybe.
In 2024.
Yeah.
Would that something you're amenable to? Lamar, I got this on the table for you right here. I've talked to such and such. They'd be willing to trade a first and a second, first and a third, maybe a fifth and 24, and they got, say, 210 with 180 guaranteed. Would that interest you? What do you got? Who are you talking to?
Nobody. And those conversations aren't happening. Those conversations can't happen. Whenever it's just fully guaranteed or nothing, and like what Shannon just laid out, those other options aren't being presented to you. I mean, you put yourself in the team in such an impossible situation. Such an impossible situation.
Okay. I co-sign everything you just said. The problem with debating this is I don't know what exactly to believe. I don't know what numbers concerning Lamar are real and not real. I don't know what are propaganda from Baltimore or what are reality from Lamar. I don't know. It's a lot of he said.
Right.
And it's hard to take a complete and utter stand on this because I don't know if they're trying to bamboozle the media about what has been offered. But this has been brought up several times over the last 12 hours. But Adam Schefter reported back in September, and we both know Adam and have nothing but respect for him. He reported there was an offer on the table for $200 million guaranteed total. $200 million guaranteed. Not
but this is what Lamar, I think, refuted, right? So, I mean, like, I agree that you never know who's right, who's saying what or doing what. But what we do know is the representation. That's a fact. We do know that. And we know the Deshaun Watson contract was a big factor as well. So, if you take everything else out, the fact that now this is the new standard, this is the new contract, because you can't point to Deshaun Watson now. You can't point to that fully guaranteed contract. You can't point to that. And we have said a million times, the NFL was not happy with that contract. The NFL does not want contracts like that done. I don't think the NFL wants players to represent themselves either. So I think I could see them kind of stifling the progress of Lamar representing himself or his mom representing him or whatever. They want agents involved. They want this to be easy business transactions. So there's a lot of that happening, no doubt. But the only things that I think we can know are true is the representation and the Watson contract.
I don't know if it's just for 3 years or 4 or whatever. I'm unclear about that. But But $200 million obviously is $20 million more than what Jalen got.
Correct.
But this is water under the bridge because it's way back in September.
Right.
Okay, so my first reaction when I saw what Jalen got was, yeah, it's a good deal.
Great deal.
Sounds good if you extrapolate it out with the totality of it. You say, he's the highest paid player in the history of pro football. Way to go, kid. You did it. And you earned it, and I believe you will continue to earn it. But when I look at Deshaun's outlier of a deal.
Oh, can't anymore.
Deshaun got $50 million more guaranteed than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, mistake.
Well,
huge mistake.
So far out there that the bar got set so
Yeah, and they're lowering the bar. What are we doing here? What is this? We're getting ads. I mean, what happened to doing it for the love of the game?
Did get set.
It's going to take more of a conventional quarterback to get this deal.
Okay.
I don't believe Lamar is the guy that's going to reach that's going to pole vault that bar.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is. I think Joe Burrow will be the guy who gets he'll get the new like top of the line Deshaun Watson style deal. I think he's right. Lamar probably isn't. I'm gonna guess that Joe Burrow does.
I got it. You're talking about dual threat or whatever. Okay, yeah.
Look, Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are coming. Let's see what they.
Unbelievable.
Especially Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Me.
Yes.
God, I'm good.
Than Justin is.
Yes.
Still
way better.
Sold on Justin Herbert. I'm sure they are, but you saw what happened in Jacksonville in that playoff game.
And plus, they got got dealing with two franchises, Skip, that's been known to be relatively.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, true.
That's a very good point. So let's see how that shakes out. But Jalen, like Lamar, is known as a dual threat. He's going to run some, but both of them can just throw the hell out of the football. To me, Jalen got way better than he was in the beginning.
Right.
He worked hard. He got in, as you say, the lab in the offseason. He turned himself into not just a good thrower.
This contract, Jalen Hurts contract, is a player-friendly contract. It's rewarding Jalen Hurts for what he did last year while acknowledging, hey, man, like, you know, we don't know what's going to happen long term. We're not really worried about that. You put in the work. You got us where we needed to be. We want you to be the guy. Let's just lock it in for the next couple of years. That's what that got the player. And then the team got a friendly deal where they could be the MVP, could be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, could be a guy who can win you a Super Bowl for not that much, like they said, $130 to $180 million guaranteed. Okay, cool. We won't worry about it. We'll just set it aside and let's roll. We have a Super Bowl window. Let's go win a Super Bowl. Like, this is a win-win for both guys.
A very good throw of the football. All Lamar did was win the MVP by throwing darts all over the NFL.
Threw 36 touchdowns.
36 touchdowns that led the league. That's all I need to know. Period. Game over. Next. Time to pay. Didn't pay. Obviously, they're fearful that he can't stay healthy. He wasn't.
This is the problem of the franchise tag out of a rookie deal. This is what I have. I'm always player first, guys. I think the franchise tag out of a rookie deal should not be a thing. Said that before. That was the biggest problem with Lamar's deal. Does he deserve a long-term, high-paid deal? Yes. Lamar's good. I'm a Lamar believer. I'm not one of these guys who says Lamar can't throw. I'm not. No. I think Lamar is deserving of the deal. The problem is, right now, is that Lamar is confused on how the deal is going to happen. And now that this contract happened, Lamar lost even more leverage.
Able to finish the last 2 years, but I guarantee if he'd had a deal, he would have finished this past year. He just would have. And you were the first.
That's a pretty incendiary thing to say, honestly, because that Skip is basically saying that Lamar did not play, or not, he's not basically saying, he is literally saying he did not play because he did not have a deal, which if I'm a teammate or a fan, I'm pissed.
To say, don't risk it. No. If they're not going to validate you and back you up and guarantee you some money, well, just don't risk anymore. No. So he didn't. Is he taking a hit around the league for that? I don't know, maybe.
Yes.
The point is that the Ravens, we're still in that 3-year ballpark, and there's some meeting of the minds here to be had if you had the correct representation. Mm-hmm. If you had a mediator on your side who had an open line of communication with the Ravens. You know how these things work. If you have an agent they kind of like, they get along with, that the owner kind of gets a kick out of and doesn't mind having a beer and nachos with, That's how you get deals done.
But also, Skip, your agent has an open line of communication with the 31 other teams.
That's the big thing too, is that the agent can know who else is on the table, what trades could possibly happen, what deals are elsewhere out there. Lamar has no clue what could possibly be out there. And I mean, he really is at this point doing himself a huge disservice.
And whatever, yes, I agree. But it feels like, because he has been tagged, albeit non-exclusively, which I thought was disrespectful to Lamar, but because of that, you and I both are coming full circle back to, well, it sounds like the best deal is to be had by staying in Baltimore.
Correct.
Yeah, it is.
To your point, the blood feels so bad now. It just feels like Lamar is such a proud young man, and I have high regard for that. But once you have that much pride and you feel like they stuck it to you, it's like it feels the bridge has been burned.
See, the whole he said, she said thing, I agree that you could also say that for what's been said, like from Lamar's camp. Lamar could come back around and say, like, look, guys, I was frustrated, but I didn't say I didn't like Baltimore. I didn't say this. I didn't say that. I'm happy to be here. Like, he can make those amends, like if they do reach a deal. Like I said at the beginning of this video, to me, after seeing this deal, I think it makes way more sense for him to work something out with the Ravens than to keep seeking something else. So I'd be kind of shocked, honestly, if this doesn't get done. The only way this doesn't get done, this is kind of obvious, but the only way it doesn't get done is if he really is that sour on the Ravens. If he really is that sour on the team, the front office, all that stuff. That's it. That's the only way it doesn't get done. I think the money-wise, financially, the contract, I think the Ravens will come to Lamar and say, here, look, here's the deal. It's comparable to Jalen Hurts. Here it is. And it's going to be up to Lamar.
It does, Skip, because guess what? Jalen Hurts got his money.
Yeah.
Howard Roseman said, we're going to give his money. Hey, go, we done.
Okay.
And we saw Deshaun got the money from...
Was there any bad blood or rancor in those negotiations? No. It was just rubber stamped.
Right.
Yeah.
How about this? How about this? Okay.
Jalen's looking at, hold on. I was second round pick. Yeah.
But see, Jalen wasn't negotiating this contract. Jalen's agent came back and told Jalen, there was also different representation.
You mean tell me, hold on, I'll put my name on the contract, you get 110.
Yeah.
I'm going to make 126 in 13 months. Are you for real?
Yeah. And trust me, the Eagles think it's relatively team friendly. They think
it is. I said that 10 minutes ago. It is team friendly.
Okay, because they didn't have to guarantee $250 million.
It is very team friendly.
He's 24. He'll turn 25 a little later.
Yeah,
he's going to be back at the table.
He will. You're fine.
Yeah,
27.
Because to your point, when you boil this thing down, it's pretty much a 3-year deal in which
I said that. Yes, I think this is the way to go with a lot of these contracts for a team. Because if the Eagles, if I'm in the front office of the Eagles, I'm saying if Jalen Hurts comes back in 3 years and he's worth another $200 million, that means we are sweet. That means he is a MVP level player. We may have won a Super Bowl. Who gives a shit? We'll pay him in 3 years. And then if he's not worth it, no harm, no foul. We didn't overpay. We didn't underpay. This is a nice, balanced, easy deal. This is a great deal.
Over 3 years, he's going to get $180 guaranteed million. It's pretty great money. It's not Deshaun money, but
that was a mistake.
Let's see if Burrow can get that because I don't know
he
if
getting
he
it.
can.
Right.
You got notoriously cheap.
He getting
it. Chargers notoriously cheap. I don't know.
Right. The thing was, Deshaun hadn't even started the 4-year deal the extension that he agreed to in Houston, and you put money on top of money that he hadn't even received yet.
Yeah, that was
For
crazy.
the record, he had some baggage that you had to deal with.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
And it was pretty serious baggage.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So what are you doing in Cleveland? Well, they were so starved for a quarterback. They said, we got to go get him. And who's bidding against you? Is Atlanta or New Orleans? No, it's you. It's you. You went there.
Right.
And you, quote unquote, wrecked the salary structure for the whole league because
They
everybody's having to
did. They
deal
100%
with you.
did.
Yeah, but it's those 31 other owners says, look, we're not going to pay for the mistake one made.
Exactly. Those other owners got together, and I guarantee you, they said, all right, guys, no more of whatever Cleveland just did. No more of this. Cleveland, you're out. We're pissed, Cleveland. The rest of the league, let's reset this. We don't want these fully guaranteed contracts. We don't want all this stuff. And Philadelphia said, we'll go first. And let's reset all of this. 100%. If Philly would have came over the top and gave Jalen Hurts 5 years, $255 million fully guaranteed, Never was going to happen. Never was going to happen. They never wanted to set this precedent. I don't blame the teams. I don't blame the front offices. No doubt about it. This is a cultural reset for how salaries are to be expected to be set in the NFL.
No,
he made that mistake. He has to live with that. That's something that he can deal with. Guys, just because he made a bad decision, we don't have to be lemmings and just jump off the cliff along with.
It's the exact same as the reset I talked about with the NBA. We saw the Timberwolves make a huge mistake, given whatever it was 5 first-rounders for Rudy Gobert, and there was just like teams were just launching picks everywhere this trade deadline. That's over. You will not see that anymore. You will not see, here's 6 first-rounders, here's 8 second-rounders. Like that's not going to happen. That was a whoopsie-poopsie, and now it's all being reset.
With it.
Yeah.
And so you see what they're doing. They're trying to correct the market that Jimmy Haslam messed up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got it. All right. Bottom line. Do I believe that Lamar Jackson is a little better quarterback than Jalen Hurts? I do.
Okay.
I do. I love Jalen's intangibles.
I'd say no.
I've told you before. I'm talking leadership.
I'd rather
I'm
have
talking
Jalen.
about
Just me.
playmaking. I'm talking about whatever all those great intangibles are that go into making a
I'd rather have
quarterback.
Jalen.
He got them to the Super Bowl. And by the way, he played great in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He just played great.
Yeah, he was. He was really good.
One mistake. He lost the handle, and it lost the game, basically, right?
Yep.
But he played great. So it's not like he didn't live up to what he did in the Ravens. No, he lived up.
Yeah,
he
absolutely
validated.
did. He
Right?
absolutely did. Yes.
Okay.
No doubt about
he's
it.
He's
Yeah.
a keeper. He's a long-termer. I believe he can stay healthy because he plays smart football. Does he need to run with the football? Some, sure, some, just some. But that's just to keep him honest.
Right. And sometimes, Skip, you get so caught up like, well, the CEO at ExxonMobil, he probably makes more than the CEO at Dollar Tree.
Yes.
Just because we're CEO, that doesn't mean the pay. I'm a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
You're a starting quarterback. I should get the same as starting quarterback A because.
Yeah, it's not like that. There's different teams, different rosters, different ownership groups, like totally different. Yeah, you can't. It's not all equal. It's not just like he got this, so I should get better than that. That's not how it works.
I'm a starting quarterback and over here at B.
Okay,
That's not how it works because clearly the Eagles we value Jalen. We ain't got no problem. Ms. Lynn, I'm sure Nicole, I think her name Nicole Lynn.
Yes.
They probably got together. They probably started talking about this late. And then they go to the combine. It's like, okay, what are we looking for? How can we give him the maximum money,
Yes.
but keep it structurally where we can go add pieces if need be?
Yes, correct.
Well, what do you think about that? And she's like, well, can we get to here? Can we get to this number? Because I don't want Jalen to feel like, I want the market to keep rising, but I don't want Jalen to feel like he's been had. So this is something that Jalen says, I can live with this.
Okay, so team is happy. Jalen, I'm pretty sure, is very happy, right?
No doubt.
Yes.
And the Eagles are happy as an organization, and the team is happy, and the locker room's happy, and here they go.
Right.
It's the flip
Boom,
side
win a
of what's
Super Bowl.
happening in
Go
Baltimore.
ahead.
It is.
Ooh.
It is. It's
Total opposite. Let me know in the comments below what you think, ladies and gentlemen. How does this affect Lamar Jackson? What do you think will happen with Lamar? Do you think he goes to Baltimore or not? Congratulations, Jalen. A whole lot of money. Let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen, what you think, and I will see you in the next video.